Alright, this is a video on how to install and a review of the new Superwinch EXP line of winches. First things first, we've got to remove the old winch off of Project Colin Powell. As you can see, it's a little bit dated, the old Smittybilt XRC8. I had to go through it and fix a number of things that were kind of oversights of the engineering department over there at Smittybilt, and that's the only reason I've gotten it the last 8 years or so. Anyway, time for an upgrade. Got a Superwinch on the way. Moab is tomorrow, so we got to get this thing going. Now this is a bumper that I made myself, but it uses all the factory mounting locations, all the factory bolts. These are some extra ones that I'm going to have to do that you wouldn't have to do on a standard TJ. However, everything here on the frame, all the same as everybody else does. Mine is a winch plate mount and bumper kind of all in one, and then I have a hoop that comes off. So let's get started pulling these bolts. Sure, I'm not the first one to have issues accessing these. Holds on the sway bar. It's pretty much can only get a standard combination wrench on there. I've tried to figure out ways to maybe a few wobblies or whatever to get a tool in there so I can use power to make it faster, but so far this is all I can do, so it takes an extra couple minutes. Now, I'd be willing to bet I don't need to take those all the way out. I got them pre-loosened up so I can move this sway bar up and pull the bumper. Now I've got a few bolts over here. Those will be quick. And then if I remember correctly, this torque's on the bottom. Alright. Hey, it's still in one piece. Got all the bolts off. Before we start messing with this thing any further, got to disconnect your hot, obviously, from the battery so you don't start a fire or weld. Alright. We got the winch, old winch disconnected, power leads, everything of course is cold. My friend Kelly here is going to give me a hand trying to pull this beast off of here. Ooh, we need to clip these actually. Got a clip for my inside winch controls. That was a lot of work before you get all that wired. Now I can't even use it with the new stuff. Alright. There we go, slide it. Of course I get the side that doesn't want to slide. Well, let me get my hammer.
Need some persuasion. Or a pry bar.
Or that too, you know where those are, right? Around the end of the cart, right for me.
Right there. Just like a baby one. Here, let's try this.
That's not really hooked in. I got it pretty loose. So prying against it might work.
Doesn't take much.
Just got to free it up. Let me
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. So this is basically just a winch mount that I built into a bumper. Makes it to where it is difficult to remove the winch because you got to remove the whole bumper. But it was the cleanest way to integrate everything that I wanted into one package. So we're just going to remove these and they'll be ready for the Superwinch. Here it is. That's everything that comes in the box. Extremely stout, obviously well built unit. You see the Picatinny rails on the rear for mounting accessories. I mean, auxiliary power. This thing is incredible. You can see, I mean, it's all just very well manufactured, hardy. I mean, this is beautiful. Look at the size of this thing. It's humongous. A lot of really good weatherproofing. An accessory port. Looks like it's fusible. I mean, this is awesome. Can't wait to see it in action. Right away, we ran into a couple of issues. Looks like I've got 8 holes in here, so I've got options, but the mounting holes for this, because it takes up so much space, they ended up being right in between my holes. So I'm going to drill these out. Another reason I wanted to do it here in my shop and not on location at Moab, just because I have the tools to do this here. All right, all the holes line up now. We're gonna throw some anti-seize on these bad boys. There we go. A lot of work. All right, do our last little finish torque right now. Whew.
I wonder what the torque spec is for these.
As tight as you can get with a combination wrench. Oh yeah.
Well, most people aren't as strong as you, so.
Oh, well, thanks. Making me feel good. All right, let's do this. Hope you ate your Wheaties.
I'm not going to the gym tomorrow.
No?
No.
Well, you never go to the gym, do you?
Well, gym's in my house, so I don't have to go far. Where's the hammer at? Oh, never mind.
In your pelvic region.
Yeah, found it.
All right.
Looks pretty good.
It looks really good. Man, it fills that whole spot, doesn't it? Holy cow.
Makes your Jeep look smaller.
A little bit.
Now you need a bigger Jeep.
Well, doesn't everybody? All right, let's reassemble this thing. Obviously, you just put all the bolts in the same way they came out. I was able to, there's a little, probably should have filmed it. There's a little rubber band that went across here. You cut it, pull this guy through your fair lead, and then hook your new hook to. So there's a cotter pin that you got to kind of push through and bend so it doesn't come off. Pretty straightforward. So now we're going to reassemble this thing, and then I'll start dealing with how I want to route the wire. One thing I would like to recommend if you're new to installing stuff like this yourself, assemble everything nice and loose until you get all the bolts in every hole. You want to make sure nothing is tightened down, because it will definitely make it harder to line other stuff up if some of it's already tight. Just a little pointer. So let's talk electrical. Very self-explanatory. Red's positive, black's negative. These are my old cables. I went to the Smittybuilt winch. These are the new cables. What sucks for me is that I like things very clean in my engine bay. Especially wiring. So I went way above and beyond to make sure that everything was nice and tidy and shrink wrapped, and then I have my positive for the old winch going up to this guy, because I just like a nice clean mounting solution for things like this. so it would go on the front of the battery terminal there. But I think that I'm gonna have to do it a little sloppier than usual, just so I can make it to our trip without being out here all night. I think I might just be cleaning it up later. But it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to loosen up this side of the positive post, put the positive here, and then I like doing centralized grounds. So in here you can see where I have a whole bunch of grounds that are tied into that part of the firewall. I like doing that kind of thing. I like, that goes directly to the battery, and then I have a number of things that ground to it. Plus it keeps things clean and out of the way. So I have another one down at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but I've got another one down here. Ooh. At the base of this battery box. So I think I'm gonna pick somewhere else to run the ground, and then later on I'm gonna have to convert the positive. I'm gonna have to sweat it. I say sweat because I'm a plumber. I'm gonna have to solder it into this connection here because I think it's a little bit cleaner mounting solution. Anyhow, that's the gist. So I got all the old wire out. I started routing the new wire. If you're like me and you like wire to be cleanly routed, I use these. These are called Cush clamps. I live in Washington, and so we have a local supplier called Tacoma Screw that I buy these from. But you can also get them on Amazon. There's a bunch of suppliers you can get them from. But they're pretty simple. You can wrap them around, clamp them. These are a little big, a little looser than I usually like. I might, I've got some other sizes I might try out. But anyway, it's pretty simple, really. You just put it around the wire, get yourself a self-tapping screw, find a good spot, and make everything to where you don't go on a couple trips and then you got wire hanging down, hitting your axle and getting your springs or whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to get all this secured down and we will give this thing one last try. Well, I think we're looking at a finished product. It's everything I was hoping it would be, and more. I mean, it is very nice. I figured it would be well built. They have a really good reputation for making good products. Of course, I haven't trail tested it yet. Just overall fit and finish, I think, is fantastic. I didn't count on how much better it was going to add to or how much more it was going to add to the look of the Jeep. Anyhow, finished the wiring. The leads are pretty long, so if you don't plan on shortening them, you might do what I did, and I kind of routed my wire back behind the battery box and then up and around just to try to get rid of a little bit of the excess. And then, of course, you saw earlier I was trying to use Cush clamps as much as I could to try and keep things tidy. Of course, some zip ties. Well, I guess I should plug in this controller and make sure that the finished product works. These are lit up. Well, the only final thoughts I have is, if you're watching this video because you wanted to know, can I do it myself? I would say this is a very easy install. It took me a little longer than a lot of folks who were just adding a winch because I had to remove my old one and whatnot. But I mean, honestly, this is very, very basic. If you buy a winch bumper for your JK or TJ or anything else, Super Duty, whatever, I mean, you're going to be able to bolt this thing on. I had to change where the bolt holes ended up, so I mean, you might have to see if it's going to fit whatever winch plate you have. But just short of that, I mean, this really has been easy. And again, I can't be happier with how the finished product turned out. It looks fantastic. Completely changed the look of the Jeep. Oh, and I'm sure someone's going to ask, that's a TDI. It's a Volkswagen diesel. I'm going to do a different video kind of covering exactly how and what I did there. Thanks for watching.